familiar with the process. The board is 12 members, and every year there is either election or selection. So it basically 1 year election, 1 year selection, where 3 board members leave and 3 comes in. And in this way, you don't have a big shift or change in the board composition. Basically, there are different rules for the board. There are basically the leaders of our institution here that help guiding the institution and give the direction of the development and improvement. The board, so there are different rules in the bylaws, and there cannot be more than 4 board members from the same ethnic group. So that's why you see in the election, you're going to be not like no more than one, you see the candidate list, what the requirements are. It's not because there's a discrimination. It just basically certain years, maybe there are 2 or 3 Arabs leaving the board. So then you need more Arabs or, less Arab depending on the year. So that will be listed in the actually election ballot, so that you'll be aware of that. So there are rules about the ethnic rules, and there's also gender rule where there will be 2 women usually serving on the board. And there's also a rule about being lived and raised in the United States. There should be at least, I think, 2 members from that. It's talking about this, to vote in the election, we have to have voting members. It traditionally used to be, according to the bylaws, that you have to achieve certain donations over 2 years period prior to the election date. However, the board decided to change the vote. Now it's voting members are basically just registered members, and there's annual fee of $120, I think. 120. So if anybody did not renew their membership yet, please do that. We didn't. Once we send out the ballot, we cannot. Basically, it's not, it's done for this cycle. So if anybody have a question or problem, Brother Azhar is here, so he can help out with that. As far as the election, so there is an election committee that get together, and the last couple of elections, it's been me, Iyad Azrak, Brother Zafar Hashimi, Brother Farhan Sharif. There's Brother Nabil Zaim, he's not here today, and Brother Yasin Abib, who's not here also. Oh, there we go. It's Brother Yasin, Assalamu alaikum. So it's this year actually, Jazallah Khair, Brother Zafar actually dedicated a lot of time of this. He led actually the efforts for the election. And may Allah bless him and his time and the family with the best. So we're working on the election ballot, and inshallah it will be out in the next couple of days. And as I said, it's this is the last chance. If you know anybody who would like to vote in this election cycle, please renew the membership. And that's my time. And now Brother Zafar will be moderating the session, meeting the candidates. He will introduce the candidates, and we'll start the process.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Iyad. Before we start, I believe we will be coming close to Isha. So any gathering without dua is probably not ideal. So with this, we want to request our dear Imam to make a sincere dua for us. May Allah guide us all. Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ثم أما بعد اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا مرحوما واجعل تفرقنا من بعده معصوما ولا تجعل فينا ولا منا شقيا ولا محروما اللهم اجعل عملنا في رضاك واجعل عملنا خالصا لوجهك الكريم ولا تجعل لأحد فيه شيئا يا رب العالمين واجعله عندك مقبولا يا رب العالمين واجعلنا به من أهل الجنات وارفع به درجاتنا يا رب العالمين. The meaning of the dua that, oh Allah, please purify our actions, our deeds, so make it pure and sincere for your sake ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah khair. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So inshallah, the idea is to have a set of questions repeated to all of our board applicants. And with that being said, these questions are not unfamiliar to these candidates. They have gone through similar questions, if not exactly the same, when we had interviewed them. We did our best, alhamdulillah, with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We did our vetting process, and now it is time for community to know more about them and make informed decisions so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can, with these individuals, guide us, guide our community to the right path and have informed decisions for the next years to come, inshallah. And with that being said, I would like to ask a set of questions, like I mentioned, right now we only have Sister Lubna with us, so I believe she'll take the priority if she's not, if she won't mind. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So Sister Lubna, the way we will address these questions is I'll hand you the mic, and I'll have other mic with me, so you can answer the questions.
Jazakallahu khair.
So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, the first question to you, sister, is please introduce yourself and tell us about yourself, your name, your occupation, and how long you have been in Columbus with us.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I'm Lubna Atif Ibrahim. I've been in Columbus for 21 years now. And my occupation with NICC is that I've been the principal for the Noor Saturday School for the last for the last 6 years, and I have been previously a board member with Noor also. I served 4 years, and then I left the board for a couple of years, and I was finishing one of the board's members who had to resign. Term. I was finishing her term. What was the other question?
So how long you've been, so you've answered the question, how long you've been living in Columbus with us?
Yeah, that's 21 years.
So going on to the next question, what previous volunteer experience do you have for either a Muslim or a non-Muslim organization?
Most of my volunteer experience is with Noor since it was built like years ago. I've been volunteering first with the Saturday School and then with the various committees like the outreach for some time, and then with the committees that were coming up as the years went on. And other than that, I'm also a member of the Sudanese community, the Ohio Sudanese community development American. It's called Sudanese American Community Development Association. Also here based in Columbus, but it serves all of Ohio. Other than that, back in Sudan, I was also a volunteer of CARE, which is an international humanitarian organization, nonprofit. That was when I was a student in college.
Jazakallah khair. So moving on to the next question. What value, Jazakallah khair again for serving on the board previously, but moving forward, what value you think you will bring to NICC Board of Directors?
The value would be enriching the diversity in our Board of Directions, having like a woman's voice be represented on the board, bringing just the perspective that the Noor is a very unique community in that it's very unique amongst other masajid, that we have this rich diversity that we all engulf and appreciate. That's something that I want to continue to be striving at Noor through the board.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. So these were the three first beginning questions I had, and I want to give opportunity to all the other candidates, so that our audience can think and compare on these same questions, and have good informative decision that they can make, inshallah. So the next candidate to my left here is Brother Omar Khalid. I would like him to introduce himself to the community at large here. Brother Khalid, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Omar Khalid. I was born and raised in Baghdad, Iraq, and I've been living here in the United States since the year 2000, and been here in Columbus over the last 9 years. I work as a pediatric cardiologist at the Nationwide Children's Hospital, taking care of kids' hearts.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. And how long have you been in Columbus, you said?
9 years.
9 years. Jazakallah khair. And the next question was, what previous volunteer experience do you have, either Muslim or non-Muslim organizations?
In Virginia, I worked with the local community and helped maintaining the masjid over there, and also teaching the youth group. Here at Nationwide Children's Hospital, I organize the khutbah prayer and occasionally give the khutbah, and also participated with the PCRF in medical missions in Gaza for pediatric cardiology.
So next question would be, what value you think you would bring to NICC Board of Directors?
I haven't been involved in the local politics here at Masjid Noor, and I think having a fresh set of eyes or fresh mind, a new perspective for the goals for the future of Masjid Noor.
Okay. All right. So these were our first three questions. Inshallah, I will pass it down to Brother Shaltami. I'll pass this cord out. Just, if you can lift your legs. Yeah, there we go. Here. Sorry. Go ahead. No. Yes. Go ahead. Brother Shaltami, please introduce yourself to our community at large, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ahmed Shaltami. I was born and raised in Benghazi, Libya. I have been in Dublin, Ohio for over 24 years almost. I have been... That's it?
No. A little bit more.
Okay. I have been volunteering at Noor Islamic Center since was open 2005, unofficially, and officially probably I did work with quite a bit of you. I was leading the Department of Social and Sports. I led it for 6+ years. Created all the committees, the existing committees. I'm missing some committees actually. That I created. I didn't see them anymore. They are. I work as. This is just internal with NICC. External, I work as the president of the sport department at Jerome High School, and I was the board member of the volleyball men's team. Currently, I am working in the Dublin Food Pantry as a board committee member. I gained quite a bit of experience. Do you want me to?
Okay. So what value you think you would bring to NICC Board of Directors? I know you've been with us for quite a long time, mashallah, may Allah accept from you and all us. What value you think you would bring to Board of Directors in this term?
Good question. In fact, I gained quite a bit of experience external, not just internal in here. It's really shaped my how I can bring to our community. This is including the diversity and how we can manage our day-to-day program. For example, I noticed our board members, when they being elected as the board member, they have no experience in the day-to-day operation where, and that's not really right. I do have quite a bit of the infrastructure, the plumbing of what day-to-day experience in this community. Also, I just finished my Master Business Administration MBA, which has gained me quite a bit of wealth of information, experience, and that I can apply it here. My day-to-day at work right now, creating business rules, guidance, and in program management. So I can apply this to our community here.
Jazakallah khair. We'll pass it to our next candidate, inshallah. This is Brother Omar Navarro. Please introduce yourself to our community.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My name is Omar Navarro, and I've been in Columbus for 2 years. I'm from Mexico. I was born in Mexico. Migrated to the U.S. when I was smaller. Been a revert for 5 years, alhamdulillah. And my occupation is social media marketing. So, our marketing, anything to do with our marketing. My previous experience with volunteering, California at the Masjid, volunteer there through Ramadan. Here in Columbus, I tend from time to time to ask a Muslim to give a dawah to non-Muslims and inshallah convert them to Islam. And the value that I think that I would bring to the NICC, of course, diversity, me being from Mexico and a revert, me being from Mexico, and a voice for everyone, even for the youth and the reverts. I think it's much needed for the youth. I don't see a lot of things for them, because that's the next community that's coming up. If you guys don't take care of the youth now, there won't be a community or a masjid. So inshallah, that's what I would bring to the board.
Jazakallah khair. Passing down to next candidate, Brother Mahmoud Khan. Please introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, my name is Dr. Mahmoud Khan, and it is a great honor and privilege to run for NICC board elections, and I would like to thank the committee for giving me this opportunity. I'm originally from Hyderabad, India. I moved to Columbus in the year 2004, and it has been 18 years since I have been in Columbus. Alhamdulillah, I have been associated with Noor Masjid since 2006, and I'm blessed with two boys who are, one is a freshman at OSU, the other one is a sophomore at Jerome High School. I'm currently working as an associate professor with tenure in the Department of Emergency Medicine at The Ohio State University, and I run an independent research lab as well. I'm involved in training and mentoring numerous undergraduates, graduates, and postdoctoral fellows. So the volunteer opportunity.
Please go ahead.
So the second question to answer that, what volunteer opportunity did I have? I and my family have been involved in volunteering at Noor, in Ramadan, and over the weekend schools. I'm also serving as the president and board of director for North American Indian Muslim Association, known as NIMA, which is a non-profit 501c3 organization. And I'm working towards providing a platform to socialize Muslim community and empower families and youth. I've also worked with other non-profit organizations to bridge communities and building interfaith and have a reputation as multicultural leader. The main intention for me to serve NICC, as I'm an educator and an educator track, my main goal would be to help the youth in terms of education. I think that is my biggest strength. So the programs that I would like to create is a STEM program for the youth with partnership with Ohio State University, and to have the preparation for the kids, especially for the youth, for college preparation, ACT, SAT classes, mentoring and coaching program for high school and college students, and assigning a specific mentor for a specific category for students going for med school, engineering, business. So we'll have peers who can guide them through their career pathway. And the other important thing that I believe, apart from the mentoring part, that would bring strength to Noor is how we could have a strategic planning to include programs that could create financial independence to NICC, which is currently a donor-based organization. So currently, as per the last meeting, the operating cost is about $1.2 to $1.4 billion per year. So we need to bring in programs. My goal is to kind of join the team and help them with establishing endowment and collaborating with other organizations, so that way we can have a different source of funding for the masjid. And also we can have local Muslim businesses to sponsor the events. Thank you so much.
Jazakallah khair. Passing this to our last speaker in the row. Brother Omar, please introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Most of you know me. My name is Omar Muhammad. Born in India. Moved to US when I was 16. Oh, sorry. Moved to US when I was 16 in New York. Finished my high school, college there. Been in Columbus for the last 10 years. A little over 10 years, I would say. But in this community for past 7 years. And for the next question.
So what previous volunteer experiences do you have, either Muslim or non-Muslim organizations?
I am involved in the NICC, alhamdulillah. My entire family is, actually. You have seen me running around in the parking lot for the past few years. I was head of security, and I did that for 5 years, alhamdulillah. And I'm involved in any of the activities related to the masjid, related to food drive, or any of the Ramadan initiative, right? Social activities as well. But alhamdulillah, I've been involved in the masjid since I moved here.
Jazakallah khair for doing your part, but that leads me to the next question. What value you think you would bring to the NICC Board of Directors if you were elected?
I don't know, most of you know or not, I am already part of the board. I'm filling in for Nabil Alauddin. His last term, I was selected to fill in and complete his term. One of the things that I would like to continue to work with the board and the EC community is to have a better structure for the future, right? Plan ahead. One of the challenges that we had during this month of Ramadan was we had increasing community, right? So the community is growing. So we need to plan accordingly, have a roadmap plan in place that helps, again, for the board to make the financial decisions, give that flexibility to the EC departments to work on their programs, on their day-to-day activities, and of course, work on public standings for NICC, right? And I think one of the things that we're working on, to expand on different campuses around the Columbus area. And of course, one of the things I think the Sheikh brought up the other day after the Isha prayer is to do open house. I think we went away from that. I think we need to do that, bring more people to it, open up the doors, make them realize that, hey, we are here, work with law enforcement. I think that's one of the things that I'm working on too with Brother Azhar, to have that relationship so we could continue to work on it and build on it.
Jazakallah khair. One more question. So I'm going to go this way again. So what is one thing that you would hope to improve? That is, what you would hope to improve about NICC, and how would you improve it?
Hope to improve. I think we need to continue to work on youth, and I think some of the brothers already touched on it. Sorry. That we need to work on our future, right? We have activities, and Shafiq does a great job, but we need to have a dedicated resource and programs that are geared towards that, and get the youth involved and bring them more to the masjid. And I mean, I know we're working on expansion project to add a gym or whatnot, but I think utilize the resources at hand to improve on it. Continue to build on that, right? Have bonding activity, build that trust that they could come to us and openly talk about anything that is on their mind. And I think a lot of youth shy away. They don't know who to go to at times. They definitely don't go to the parents. They like to go to their peers and whatnot. But again, we need to establish ourselves in a place where they have resources available that they could come and openly speak their mind.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, Brother Mahmoud. Same question, quick 1 minute response. What is one thing that you would hope to do if you're elected to NICC Board of Directors, and how would you improve it?
Well, Brother Umar has already, answered a question about the youth. One of the aspects that I feel, the Noor Masjid is lacking, and as a community is expanding in every direction, I think it is inevitable to stop the process now because we need more space. And I believe that we need to have a satellite campus. It is a high time for NICC to think about expanding this elsewhere. For instance, we have all the services here, but we need additional space for weekend schools because dozens of students have been denied because of space limitations, but also in-house funeral home services and burial ground services are lacking here. So I think that would be something that I would really be a part and work with the space committee as well to help to procure a land that could be the future strategic planning for NICC. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair. Brother Omar, quick response, less than 1 minute. What is one thing that you would hope to improve in NICC if you're elected to the board of directors, and how would you improve it?
The youth, of course, would be one of them. But other than that, community. A community where, we know mostly everybody, where, if it's Isha and you don't see one of the brothers or one of the sisters for a couple of days, 3 or 4 days, and you wonder, hey, what happened? Let me call them, see what's going on. Why aren't they coming? I want to build that community, not the community where you just come to pray and leave, and that's it. You don't know anybody, You can't have a masjid without community. Community is number one. Other than, the youth, that would be the next one. Inshallah, that's what I would bring to the board.
Brother Shiltami, you want me to repeat the question? Or okay. What is one thing that you would hope to improve about NICC, and how would you improve it?
Jazakallah, good question. I have a couple actually, but mainly really the expansion project. This is. I don't want to wake up the elephant in this room, but I know it's an issue. I would like to be part of it. I know we need to bring the trust back to our community who are donated to this project, and they are hoping by now the project should be done in-house, but there is no follow-up with this. Timeline. There is no communication back to our community. So I would like to be part of it and bring the trust back to our community so that everyone would be on the same page.
Jazakallah khair. Brother Omar, same question. What is one thing that you would hope to improve about NICC, and how would you improve it if you're elected to board of directors?
Well, there's a projection for the population in Central Ohio to grow significantly, so as the Muslim community. And I think the masjid is at crossroad. What is about the next step? I believe we have to change from being a local masjid to a regional center that can provide services to the ever-growing Muslim community by providing financial independence through endowment, by providing services to the community, and outreaching to the different Muslim masajid in order to establish a one Muslim block for Central Ohio.
All right, Jazakallah khair. Sister Lubna, same question to you. What is one thing that you would hope to improve about NICC, and how would you improve it?
Well, one thing that I would like to improve, and even if I'm not on the board during the next 2 years, is having more involvement for all sectors of all age groups in our community. There are certain ages that we are lacking in designing programs that involve them really, and that's the age group who are college students. After high school, we find those youth with the minimum involvement with the masjid. Part of that is due to COVID, and before COVID, we had many programs for almost all age groups, but still we were always lacking in that. I'd also want to improve on women involvement, like Noor community and all its programs have been where we are through years of building from our sisters. I would want to build on that and return to a place where each and everyone has a place and is really involved.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you all for your kind words. And at this point, we would like to open these. Any questions from the community members? I'll start with sisters. If they have any question to any of our board member candidates, please raise your hand. And Mr. Nazik, please go ahead. Okay. Is this a specific question to any? So it's open to all. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. So my question is to anyone who would like to answer it. What do you feel is the role of the board of directors in the masjid?
So in a nutshell, the board members are the governing, acting personnel for our community. In a sense, they're supposed to give us the vision and the guidance for to follow. This is what really the follow the make sure we're following the bylaws and give the guideline to the executive, the committees and stuff like that. So that's yeah.
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister. Jazakallah khair. It's a beautiful question. I think the main role of the board of directors will be to make an informed decision where ultimately whatever decision the board is going to make collectively is going to be for the benefit of the entire community. And again, keeping bylaws in hand, but again, the final outcome should be how we can serve the community in a better way. But again, we need to have a team or a collective role here so that we can have a common decision to be made on that. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. Okay, Doctor. Hafiz bhai.
Assalamu alaikum. I didn't hear the answer. Assalamu alaikum. That's better. Now, I want to say congratulations for all of you for having presented yourself as a nominee for the election. My question is, suppose you are elected to be a member of the various committees in the center. Which committee you feel that you want to be part of it, maybe chair of it, and what are the needs that you see that you could make a difference in improving the service. And because we have so many immigrants coming from this disturbed countries, in the Arab countries, in the Muslim countries, in Africa, Asia, and other places. So in your opinion, what are the needs, outstanding needs, that you feel you can be contributing to improving these needs or working in those areas? Thank you.
Is this question to a particular person or anybody can answer this? For anyone to answer this, please.
Thank you. I just wanted to in one line, answer Sister Nazik's question as well. The role of the board for me is to put a strategic plan that could be adopted by the whole community for the short run and then the long run as well. As far as the communities, the immigrant communities who are coming here, I think the priority would be to include them, to have programs at the masjid where they would feel welcome and that they would have a feeling of belonging to the community and welcome as new immigrants, and then slowly integrating them, like ESL classes would be a starting point, and then help in all types of advice regarding schools and housing that they would need in their first months.
Thank you. Good question. Really, I would like, if I elected to be a board member, I would like to get involved in 3 different committees. Number one is the InReach committee, which is really, we are really focusing on the usual, like we pay attention to the outreach community, and we get so excited when non-Muslim become a Muslim, then we don't even know, we cannot even follow up with that person. In fact, there is some gap in there where these brothers and sisters, when convert to Islam, we don't know really what happened to them. At one point, they might just disappear, and we don't hear anything with them. This is big, and that need to be that gap need to be calculated in more depth. Need to create a good outreach for that section. The InReach, really and truly, I think we are missing that community quite a bit. We have many masajid. We have, as you mentioned, Dr. Qutb, so many immigrants coming in here, and they are lost. They do not know where to go, and we really need to get in touch with them. The third and the last one, I would like to get really involved in it. Again, the expansion project. This is big. Our community is not smaller anymore. I remember in 2000 and 1999 and 2000, I was not even able to drive here. It was all corn fields in here. And we were laughing at the masjid because visionary, we did not even know we can build this kind of beautiful masjid. So right now, our community is getting larger and bigger, and we need to think about it seriously. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I mean, just to add on expansion, I mean, we presented it to the community a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, sorry, and there is a meeting coming up. The challenge of traffic in and out, just to answer Brother Ahmed's question, doesn't matter you expand here or not, that will continue to happen. But in regards to your question, as a board, I think you are required to be involved in 2 communities. I mean, 2 committees, EC committees. I would like to, I mean, I'm already part of security committee. I work with social committee. I would like to get involved with financial committee, right? And one of the things I really like to do is shadow Brother Arif, who's our trustee. I think we need to have someone that is cross-trained and there is redundancy, so that could step in and help out with the financials and provide more clear picture to the community.
Thank you, Brother Omar. I think a couple of things, like you mentioned, 2 committees is something that is required, correct? So one of the committees that I would be a part, as I mentioned to you earlier, is an education committee. And again, for an immigrant who comes into this country, the biggest barrier is language. So we need to identify brothers from that specific ethnicity who could really help to, navigate that communication there, and also provide them, kind of ESL classes that could help them to learn the language. The second other aspect is a space committee. I would like to be a part and work with them, because the expansion project is not an easy task. Even you have multiple realtors, it's not an easy task where people just think that find a realtor and you can find a land or anything that you want. So I think this needs a strategic thinking and planning that might take years to happen, but it should start now and today. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. I would like to open the floor for another question. Yes, brother. You can.
So this question is for Brother Omar, but also anybody else can answer it if you can add to it. So Brother Omar, you
There are 2 Omars.
Okay, mashallah, Brother Omar in the white turban over there. But also anybody else that wants to add on it, you can add on it. So Brother Omar, I heard you say that, to grow this community, you said that there's a few things that you're noticing, that you see some Muslims one day, and then after that you don't see them anymore. So that's something that you want to start following up with them. So that's something that I want you to maybe explain a little bit about. But also you said that you go with Ask a Muslim. So will you, the same activities that you do with Ask a Muslim, you're a Mexican that became Muslim, alhamdulillah, that Allah blessed you. What fikr, what thinking will you have for, how other churches are expanding and doing da'wah to the people around us? What are you thinking about doing some sort of da'wah program or something to spread Islam?
Jazakallah, hey, great questions. So growing the community, we could have events, where we are forced to know a different person every event, and that's how you're gonna know, more community, more people. And that's how, so next time you see somebody here in the masjid, oh, hey, I met you last week, how you doing, So in that sense, you grow in that community, getting to know the community, making events to know each other more. As in for dawah, yes and no. I mean, yes, brothers and sisters also need dawah as well. Most. We all know that we need a reminder. Muslims, non-Muslims, but Muslims is a little bit easier giving dawah because they already know the truth. And they just need a little nudge, to get them back in the masjid, get them in the right path. So in that sense, getting people to like what you do, going to people's houses or something, just a reminder. As for the non-Muslims, going like this brother mentioned, an outreach program, going that route where we come and visit, bring them in here and show them the masjid, show them what we do, show them that we're not bad people, and show them it's okay to say hi to us, in the sense that we're people just like them. So inshallah, that answers your question.
Jazakallah khair. Sheikh Abdul Munim, I want to offer you a question. Do you have any question for any of the board members? Okay, we just don't want to ignore you. If they have a question, yes, sisters, if you have any questions from your side, please raise your hand.
Assalamu alaikum. Just my question is, I hope you guys know we have mission and vision, both the statements. We have, the masjid has vision statement and mission statement. If you guys see that both the statements are created long back, like 5-6 years ago, I believe. Are you guys are seeing those, we are towards that mission and vision, or we are diverting it? Or you guys had a chance to see and evaluate on that areas? Anybody can.
Can I repeat the question, Brother Shaitan? So the question is, there is a vision and a mission statement on the NICC board, NICC's website. Have you guys seen the vision and mission statement? Are we in line following it, or are we deviating from it? Is that correct?
I think one of the things, Brother Habib, that you mentioned, I mean, the mission, I think, is to nurture Islamic values by providing or supporting. If I go by my memory, I can't recall it. But I think with COVID last 2 years, I mean, previous to that, alhamdulillah, Masjid was active, right? We had a full-time youth director too. I think we need to work on it again. And like, this is going back to my point earlier, to add more programs towards youth. Or to anybody to that point, right? Brother Omar brought up a point that when we have a new convert or new revert that comes to the masjid, and we're there, we welcome them, and then there are no programs to them. I think we did one program, I think Hafiz was involved, during Ramadan, to bring in the new convert for iftar program. And I think Sheikh gave the small talk. And I think we need to do more and more of it, and we need to do open house. And again, that goes back to nurturing and providing resources and a sanctuary for the people to come here and ask questions openly without any concern.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. Brother Shaltami, you have any input on this question? No. Okay. One of the sisters have a question.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a question for the sister candidate here. As we can see, we are outnumbered here with the male candidates. So how are you going to represent our female voices, as well as the young girls who are striving to enter more programs at the masjid, but they don't have too many options at the moment?
Thank you for that question. This the bylaws are that govern the operation of the board of directors for the NICC have that quotation, and it recommends, our bylaws recommend that there would be out of the 12 members at least some sisters. So according to each time nomination, it's an alternating process. 1 year it's nomination, and the other year it's elections. So it's according to the interest from the community of sisters, and from this position, I'd encourage more sisters to be involved and to take part. That's the only way, because at many times we don't have enough sisters interested. But making as far as making the change, each board member has one vote in every subject that's put for voting, and that's what we can do. Currently, there are 4 sisters on the board.
Jazakallah khair. Brother Ashraf, you have a question yourself? Okay, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to answer Brother Omar. He said about the in-reach, not outreach. So about the new Muslim converts and everyone. Brother Ronnie is here. He leads the efforts for the new Muslim converts, and then we are part of it as well. Every Sunday, I think, every Sunday after Fajr, we have the halakas by Dr. Ronnie and then other people as well. And then we do the iftars. We did last during the Ramadan, alhamdulillah. We plan on doing more, alhamdulillah. So even like to all the board, to all the contestants here, even if you don't get elected to the board, like please come up with the ideas and then join the committees. Like Brother Mahmoud Khan wants to introduce the STEM program. Education department will welcome you. I'm part of education department, inshallah. If you don't get elected for the board, don't give up, please. Just come join the masjid board, join the executive committee, and then try your efforts to improve our community. Second question, another question. It's everyone said you wanna get involved into the expansion project. So it's all about the numbers game. We have $2 million. We need $40 million. Do you guys have a blueprint? Like where should we get the money from? First thing, okay? Do you guys have an actual blueprint? If you have it, did you share with the current board? If not, then are you working on it? What is your plan for raising that amount of money for the masjid? We really need $40 million. That's the construction cost has gone up. So if you have it, just please elaborate to the community member.
Jazakallah khair. For anyone who has a response to this question, please.
So I have one suggestion. A lot of youth are into sports. Why not, collaborate with other masjids, and whether it be basketball, soccer, I don't know, baseball or wrestling, let's have a tournament. Each of the youth would pay, $5 or something, and then as a looker, you would have to pay to get in and sell food. All that money will go into the masjid, and have it, I don't know, maybe every 3 months, and that would raise, I would say, quite a bit of money, because you get other masjids involved, or, and the youth will be, feeling like I did part of something, I was part of that, So I would start that way, That's it.
Jazakallah khair.
Brother Hafiz, correct me if I'm wrong. Your question was, how would you secure money for the expansion project? This is going to cost millions of dollars. And currently, what we have with Noor is around $2 million. And I know that for sure, you don't want to put the entire money at one place. So the important aspect here is to secure a land. But I mean, the other way to do that would be to buy a bigger land and offer a partnership to the community where they could be the stakeholders to buy the land, and down the road, they can even have an equity on that, but also they can build homes down the road. I think that would be something people would love to join, and this is helping masjid, but also they are stakeholders and they have equity into that. I think that would be the fastest way to grow and move forward for a multi-million-dollar project. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair. With this, inshallah, I know there are other burning questions in the room, but however, Salah time trumps these questions. So with this, we conclude our session. But if we do have any other questions, please do approach our candidate. And Jazakallah khair for the Imam and for everybody else involved. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.